Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today. Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling. Today got a little special treat for you. We're on Table Rock Lake right now. I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on basically boat ramp ethics, you know, what you should and you shouldn't do when you're launching your boat, and some tips and advice on how to launch and load your boat effectively like that. I think a lot of people, nobody really has instruction on this. I think a lot of people just wing it as they go by. That, you know, there's a lot to it that I see a lot of people make mistakes at the ramp, so I'm going to give you guys some tips to avoid that. First of all, let's start out when you get to the ramp. The first thing that you need to do is make sure that you got your boat and truck set up out of the way. You don't want to be one of those dudes that try to unload everything and get your boat ready on the ramp. So pull out into an area that's away from everything, get your boat ready, and one of the first things you want to do, guys, is make sure that you unstrap the front of your boat first. You're not going to have a problem with this. Don't worry about taking your strap off when you're launching, because unless you have like ice on your runners or your trailers, your boat's not going to fall off. It's going to make it a lot easier to launch, what I'll show you. Next thing to do is take your motor toters off, get your straps off the back, all that type of stuff, get everything ready to go. So at that point also, make sure that you pick out your parking spot after you launch your boat, because one of the things about it, if you're at a ramp where there's not a lot of traffic, say for example here on Table Rock, I'm sort of at a little bit of a remote ramp, make sure you park in an area that people can see. You don't want to, you know, park into some area that people can, you know, come down and bust in your car. You know, if you're packing your weapon, make sure you take your weapon out of your truck, put it in your boat. It's not going to do you any good in your truck. It's a good way to get it stolen like that. Get everything ready to go. Make sure that you stay out of other people's way. And the goal that you want to have here is to make it ready to put that boat in the water and go fishing. So now we're going to back up to the ramp, and I'm going to show you guys the best way to launch your boat. Okay guys, the next thing you need to do is you have to get straight on the ramp. And if you don't have a lot of experience back in a trailer, I'd recommend going to a ramp sometime where there's nobody there and just spend a lot of time going back and forth if you're not familiar with it. Get comfortable with, you know, how the trailer backs up, how it handles, that type of stuff. Also, if you're fishing and launching your boat in the dark, make sure you cut your lights. If you got your lights on, people can't see. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to back in. And what you want to do, guys, this is really important, is learn how to back with your mirrors. You don't want to like look out the truck and everything to see. So I'm going to be backing down with my mirrors. And the distance that you need to back into the water depends on a lot of different variables. It depends on the water level, it depends on the angle of the ramp. So you're going to have to back varying distances. Now in this situation, Table Rock Lake is low here. I'm going to have to back farther in the water. I got my shoes off. I know I'm going to have to wait. It's not going to come out. So I'm going to start backing in slowly, and just don't get in a big hurry. When you're backing down, just take your time with it. You know, look at the ramp, make sure you're staying centered on the ramp. You don't ever want to go off the side of a ramp, because a lot of times there's a drop off there and you're going to get stuck. So what I'm trying to do here is take a look at the boat now. I'm going to back the boat in to the point of where it slowly begins to float off the trailer. That's what I'm going to look for. Now here, this is a little bit different deal, guys, because the lake, this is a really flat ramp. The lake's low, so normally I wouldn't have to back this far into the water. So there it goes. Now if you notice there, the boat just slowly slipped off the front of the trailer. So get out. Got my shoes off already. We're gonna wait over here. Now you'll see I slipped off the trailer just a little bit right there. I'm gonna get the boat. Crank her up. And we're off the trailer. Guys, the next thing we're going to do is make sure you got a keel guard on the front of your boat, you know, so you can beach it like this if there's not a dock. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my power poles down in the water, anchor the boat in position, and I'm out of everybody's way here and gonna start finding a place to park my truck. But I would highly suggest, guys, get a keel protector for your boat. That way you can beach it like this. A lot of ramps don't have docks. If you got a dock, I prefer to use it. But this is, in this particular situation, this is how we're gonna do it.
Is that it?
Okay guys, now we're ready to go fishing. One thing to remember is when you park your rig, make sure to be very aware of the other trailers around you. You don't want to get boxed in to where somebody's going to have a hard time getting out, or you're going to have a hard time getting out. Make sure you don't put your trailer, your truck in a position where you're going to hit somebody else or somebody's going to hit you. Just a little bit of awareness with that. And again, if you can, try to park in an area that's not, that's well seen by everything. You don't want to park in places that are not visible from the road and that type of stuff from a safety standpoint. Basically, launching and loading, guys, is just a matter of common courtesy and practice. Once you do it, you're going to get really comfortable and it's not going to be intimidating. I know a lot of people feel intimidated by launching or loading a boat. It doesn't have to be like that. Just practice and you'll get really good out of it. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated, and we'll talk to y'all later. See you.